Well, hello there. Welcome to the Dana Spencer pre-show where we talk about solving problems, building relationships, quitting corporate, and the freedom to walk in our God-given purpose. So, how are we doing today? How are we feeling? I hope you had a great weekend. As entrepreneurs, we do not have weekends. All of the days are the same. But if you are have a 9 to 5, I hope you had a great weekend and I hope you were able to get in a good workout. Had another great workout this morning. My favorite thing to do in the gym. So go ahead and drop a comment. Like, what is your favorite exercise? Even if you don't like going to the gym, is there something that you're like, this is a little bit fun? And for me, it would definitely be the slam balls. So one of my clients was telling me, and I've seen the slam ball before and I've done it before. And he was like, you need to do the slam ball, you need to do this, you need to do that. So I'm like, yeah, I actually like the slam ball. So I don't know if you all remember the Good Times episode where JJ was at the doctor and they threw that ball at him and he was like, so that's kind I don't know why that's the image that I have in my mind when I am doing the slam ball, especially when I'm twisting it. So I'll take the slam ball and I'm throwing the 18-pound one. Next week, my goal is to go up to 20 pounds, but I take it and I just slam it up against the wall. I'm probably standing about 3 to 4 feet away from the wall and just slamming it this way. I'll do that 10 times and then I'll turn around and do the other side like 10 times. So that's one of my favorites, or just picking it up and just slamming it on the ground, picking it up. Be careful because if you slam the wrong one, then it can come back up and bop you in the chin. We don't want that to happen. So make sure you have the right slam ball if you want to try this, or go get a trainer and ask them to show you how to do it. It really does. It helps to relieve some of the stress. I can remember when I was in corporate, there would be some people that I would be thinking about when I was doing the slam ball. So it is a great stress reliever. So like when you're slamming that ball, you're like, oh. So anyway, that's just extra and that's all for fun. So yeah. So today we are going to double click into solving problems. And when we think about solving problems, like I said, I feel like investing in real estate has really helped me with becoming a better problem solver because it helps you to, number one, because you know that each new day brings on new problems. And this is whether you're in real estate or not. Each new day brings on more problems, right? And you're in this mode where you're just creating solutions. So if that is the case, then why dwell on yesterday's problems? Because today is a new day. When you wake up, you should wake up with the mindset, the Lord has blessed me to see another day. And how can he help me to solve whatever comes my way today? So we don't have to dwell on yesterday, and we don't have to dwell. And I challenge you not to, when you have problems and issues, not to put that on social media, because every time you say it again and people are making comments, it's like it stays with you instead of letting it go. I feel like social media is hurting us in terms of letting things go, because it'll randomly pop back up, and then 5 years, you get all of those memories and all that kind of stuff. So when we have problems, let's just not put it on social media. I understand you want to vent, things like that or whatever, but in an effort to not dwell on things, that's just extra. So in double clicking into this solving problems, think about the wealth gap. So the wealth gap is a problem. Like the difference between the wealth with Black people versus other races, there's a big gap. So my question today is, what are you doing to help solve that problem? And so real estate can help you do that. Real estate is one of the best ways that people over time have passed down wealth to the next generation. And so if we don't get in on this way to pass down wealth to the next generation, then we're never going to solve this problem. So my question then becomes, if I'm helping to teach you how to get started investing in real estate, and there are other people who are helping you to get started investing in real estate, what is stopping you? Drop it in the comments, what is stopping you? And don't say money. Like people keep saying that money is the problem, and then other people are saying money is everywhere. So outside of money, what is stopping you from helping to solve the wealth gap crisis that persists today. Because don't you want to, and this is my goal. So, in order to invest in real estate, you have to have a big why because it will get hard. I'm not telling you, if anybody tells you that investing in real estate is easy, definitely run because that's not the truth. It is hard. And so, when things get hard, what do you typically do? What is your response? Are you the type of person who can endure to the end and make sure you get to the finish line? Or are you going to run away from the situation? Or are you going to want to fight everybody? So, how do you typically respond when things get hard? So, when it does get hard, you have to have a big reason, a big why as to why you're going to stay in the game. And if your why is not big enough, you're going to quit. You're not going to make it. So, I challenge you to make sure something like solving the generational wealth gap crisis is a big why. The reason being that you want to set up your children, your grandchildren to be in a better position financially than what you were. I mean, that's a cool thing to do. If you have been in a family that have always rented apartments, like generations after generation after generation. I remember I used to work for Village West. Now they call it, I think, City View Park or something like that. And the there will be generations of people that live there. So maybe the daughter lived in, and it was broken up into phases. It was like phase one, phase two, and phase three. So maybe the daughter lived in phase one, the grandmother lived in phase two, and the great grandmother lived in phase three. I mean, it was crazy. So what are you doing to break the cycle? So if you have that family that has always rented, what's stopping you from being the first person in your family to buy a house? How cool would that be? That it would be so amazing for you to be the first in your family to buy a house. And then once you buy what if you were to buy a duplex, right? And then you live in one unit and you rent the other side and you're just able to do something different. What if you just bought one property a year? I listened to so many podcasts. I don't know which podcast I was listening to, but I was listening to a podcast. And this isn't new strategy. Mr. George Forey has told me this before too. So this isn't new. So in terms of what if you bought one property a year for 10 years? And then when you go to retire, by the time you retire, that you have those 10 properties paid off so that when you are or really close to being paid off, and then you're able to receive the passive income from 10 properties. Let's say each property was generating $500 in positive cash flow times 10, that's $5,000 a month. Could you live off of $5,000 a month? If not, get 15, or get something else that's going to generate the passive income that you want. So, what are you going to do to help solve the generational wealth crisis? Number one, we want to set up the next generation to be in a better financial position than we have been. And then secondly, let's not be so prideful that I hope you don't have the mindset of, well, nobody gave me a house, so I'm not going to give my child or my grandchild a house. I hope that's not your mindset. I hope you have the mindset of, I'm going to set somebody else up. And maybe you don't have kids. Maybe you can do this for your church or the mission field. Have you ever gone to a third world country and seen them like taking the bath in the dirty water and not having clean water, and we go over there and we can't drink the water? Like, what could you do to help them? Like, find a cause. If you're like, I'm good, I don't need anything else, us four no more. If that's your mentality, how can you help somebody else? Like, if you're up, how can you bring somebody else up? What can you teach somebody else? So what are you doing to help solve the generational wealth crisis? I pray that you are doing something. And let me show you this real quick in terms of why you might be like, you know what? I'm good. Things are as well as they are. I don't want any more. I don't want any less. Like, I'm good. So the grounds crew, that's where this consistent, like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. They told us to go to college. We went to college. We got good jobs, and we're just good. right? We're not wanting to do anymore, and we're good. This is the grounds crew, right? It's just patient, predictable. We're always going to do the same thing. I'm going to work at my job for 30 years and I'm going to retire and I'm just going to do this predictable lifestyle. This if you're probably up here somewhere. But people like me, people like me who are urgent and fast paced and want to do something different and want to solve the world's problems, that's me. So if you want to understand like the differences between people, and I'm so fascinated by the difference between um, you and me and just different people. I mean, it's super cool to me. So obviously the flight assessment is something that I do. I love to help understand people's preferences as it relates to solving problems and influencing people and their pace in the environment, and then how you respond to other people's rules. So before I get out of here, I just want to share with you this. I still haven't figured out how to flip it the right way. If you know, DM me and let me know. Help a sister out. I have the Real Estate Investing Free 5-day mini series. This is super cool. I had so much fun doing this, and I want to share it with you. Day one talks about mindset, and then day two is multiple exit strategies. You know how much I talk about multiple exit strategies. If you have just one strategy for the property, that's too close to none. And then crunching your numbers, I actually show you how to run the numbers. And you probably have heard some of the old timers or even me say, you have to buy right. If you don't buy at the right price, it's so much harder for you to make a profit. And I'm able to show you how your purchase price is directly related to your profit. So you definitely want to tune into that. And then relationship, no, what does I say? Yeah, roadmap to passive income, how to do that, and then the 5 strategic partners that you need in order to get started investing in real estate. So I hope that you would scan the barcode and take advantage of that free 5-day series on how to get started investing in real estate. And so I am Coach Dana Spencer. I'm super excited today. I hope you have a great day and tune in next time.